Welcome back to Mummy Makeover. In a moment we'll be meeting mum of two Deborah, who is given a more glamorous hair and makeup. But first I'm joined by Catherine Turner, Health and Beauty Director at Easy Living magazine. Hi Catherine.
Hi there.
Let's talk about celebrity mums.
Always in the news.
Always in the news. Do you think that there is a pressure on ordinary mums to look good that's encouraged by celebrities always looking incredible?
Yeah, I think we have been seeing so much of this, getting back into shape seemingly after 3 weeks, or even the day after giving birth, and I think that's really unrealistic. And I think in our heart of hearts we know that that isn't the case. I mean, often the images that you see in magazines, there's a time lapse between, real time and when these pictures were taken.
Yeah.
So we often get a false view of it. But, it's also really refreshing to hear celebrities such as Liv Tyler talking about the fact that she found it hard to lose her baby weight, and she's more realistic about it and saying she loves her body after giving birth because it's more curvaceous, and she's happy for it being like that. And I think that's a really good move on her part, because we all relate to that in a much better way.
I think she is one of those celebrities in particular that has this sense of being a little bit real, very natural, and
exactly,
and someone that we can relate to a little bit, I think.
Well, exactly. I mean, that whole thing of going back to your normal weight almost instantaneously is not going to happen in real life, and she was quite open about talking about that. And I think you have to allow yourself time to get back in shape. Of course you want to try to do something about it, but don't put unrealistic pressure on yourself. I think you have to let things unfold a bit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you don't have to work at it. I mean, someone like Liz Hurley is the first to admit she works hard at maintaining her body.
Yeah. And
someone like Madonna at her age, with that body she has, is amazing. But she's always working out. So we understand that, that's what they do, but we don't necessarily have the time.
Also, they have a lot of help.
They have a lot of help.
Therefore have more time.
Not all of us have personal trainers, do we?
That's true.
But it's worth thinking about, because it's something that is going on in everyone's area. It is worth considering if you're really serious and time is of the essence. Maybe it is worth looking at investigating how much it costs for you to do a one-on-one session every week at the gym, which will get you there much faster than if you try to do it yourself, not really knowing what routine to do.
That's true.
So I think, don't think it's out of the realms of possibility. I think, you just need to sort of have a bit of a strategy for your get back in shape plan.
And perhaps not try and do anything too drastic too quickly, so you don't stress your body out.
Yeah, I think the main thing is to not put unrealistic pressure on yourself. I mean, you've got more important priorities in your life, let's face it.
Yeah.
So, get it in perspective. Yeah. But at the same time, being fit and healthy is really important for the baby as well as for you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Now let's meet 35-year-old mum Deborah. She spends 2 minutes getting ready each day. Deborah loves lipstick, but she hates her thin lips. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Sarah.
Deborah, tell me about yourself.
I'm 35 years old. I've got 2 children, Max and Eve, who are 3 and 1. I'm married to Adam, a solicitor, and as well as looking after the children, I work 3 days a week in a PR agency as an MD, so pretty busy most of the time.
Now, you're here for a makeover.
Yes, that's right.
What would you like to take away with you today from a makeover?
I'd like to get some tips really on how to make myself look better with the time available, because obviously time is at a premium, and I feel that it's all, I'm sure everybody says the same, but you feel that sometimes you're a mum and nothing else. It'd be nice to sort of reclaim sort of Deborah back again a little bit, and maybe update the image a little bit. And that's kind of slipped over the past couple of years as well, so that would be great.
And what kind of makeup did Deborah wear before kids?
Minimum, absolute minimum. Probably the same makeup that I wore 10 years ago. I've not been very adventurous, and I go for the muted colours, things that are pretty safe. So it'd be nice to take away some tips and maybe something new that can sort of take me forward as well. Bronzer, lipstick are my 2 sort of main sort of stable makeups that I wear day in, day out, and on a night out I might wear a little bit of mascara, a little bit of blusher, but nothing too outrageous, I'm afraid.
And what about your hair? What do you do with your hair?
Again, it's got to be practical because I've still got to be able to maintain it. I do wear it down for work, but I tie it back when I'm with the children. So I'd like to keep a little bit of length, but maybe update it, have it look a little bit different to everybody that's seen the street sort of day in, day out, and maybe a little bit of a change in colour as well. I've had this colour for quite a long time.
Okay, I'm going to introduce you to Gary to talk more about your hair, and then I'll do your makeup.
Brilliant.
So,
Okay, let's go.
Deborah, meet Gary.
Hi Deborah,
Nice
pleased to meet you. Come and have a seat.
Okay.
Now you can talk to Gary all about hair.
Okay.
I'll leave it
We'll
to
see you later. Okay Deborah, so you're a working mother of 2 children, I believe.
That's right, 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So
That
keep me
must
busy.
be very tough. I've got 2 children, so I know exactly what it's like. Okay, let's talk hair then. You're into PR, I believe. That's your profession, right?
Yes, that's what I
You
do
need
in
to be
Leeds.
presentable and professional looking and everything. So how do you feel about the shape right now? Do you feel have you been growing it out? Or?
I have been growing it out, and I've probably taken it as far as I want to, and I realise now that I need a little bit more shape, a little bit more texture to suit my face. So anything you can do to kind of send me around the...
Okay, yeah, no problem. I think what might be quite nice is if we take some of this shape around your face a little shorter, maybe bring this length up to kind of the jawline here. That would be quite nice. But still keep some longer lengths around here, maybe slightly shorter through the back, but keep it very soft and very broken up so you can wear it quite loose. And if you want to blow dry that through, you get some nice texture and separation through there. And I presume you want to cover up the natural highlights you've got there, the grey areas. And I think what we do today, which would be really good for you, is to just do what we call a natural glossing. And all that is where we go from the root through to the ends and just put a really nice simple tone all the way through, and it just brings out a lot of shine.
So the first stop is with Tony and Guy colour expert Sarah Alexander. She's mixed up a potion that will cover up the greys and add youth to Deborah's hair. After the dye has worked its magic, a quick wash and then back to Gary for a cut. He's creating some layers in the back and sides and performing surgery on Deborah's out-of-control fringe. A quick blow dry and the hairdo is complete. Deborah, this is quite different for you.
It certainly is. Yeah, I love it. I think it's absolutely great.
You love it. Great.
Colour and everything.
Gary, tell me what you've done.
Well, the main thing with Deborah's hair today was to even out the colour. We did that first. So we wanted to just get a one tone all the way through and then bring the shine back. What we then did was to go through, reduce a lot of weight out of this back area through here and really bring some of the natural movement out of it. Worked with layering, leaving it just slightly longer towards this front area. We actually took the fringe back a little bit further. Just cut it very simple, very classically blunt sort of fringe, just resting on the eyebrow, and then widened it a little bit. So we brought out the cheekbones a bit more here and then softened it through here. So she can, wear that forwards or tuck it behind the ears, and it sits really nice for her.
It's
and
beautiful.
Then, yeah.
And it really does frame your face.
Absolutely.
Well, Deborah, let's get you into the makeup chair. Deborah, to complement this beautiful kind of chocolate tone that you've got going through your hair now, I thought it would be nice to use some plummy raspberry reds, kind of like what you've used in your top here.
Okay.
Very green eyes. Plums are the opposite of green, so it really makes the green stand out in your eyes.
Okay.
Now your skin's a little bit on the dry side, so I'm going to use a foundation that is quite light reflecting to really give moisture and the illusion of hydration to the skin.
Okay.
Now I'm using a sponge because I really want to make sure that we are using as little foundation as possible. I'm using concealer on the inner corner of the eye and on the outer corner of the eye. Now, of course, any tiny little blemishes, I always find it easier to use a brush. Ideally, you only want to use powder where you've used concealer, just to stop it from slipping. You don't have an overly shiny skin, so you don't need to go mad with the powder. This eyeshadow has a tiny bit of shimmer through it. I say shimmer, not glitter, because shimmer is actually quite neutral when it's on. It makes your skin glow rather than looking like you're going to a disco. Imagine that anything that you want to bring forward, like your eyelid is what I want to bring forward,
you keep pale. Anything you want to recede, you keep dark. I always think it's nice to have a bit of eyeliner around the lashes if you've got quite a heavy fringe. Okay, let's smudge over the top of this. Now, your lashes actually do stay fairly straight naturally, don't they?
Yes.
Then this is perfect for you. Again, I think to balance the fullness of your fringe, I think you need pretty fat lashes. I'm using a cream blush. This looks quite dark in colour, but because it's so sheer in texture, it's just going to give you a little hint of a flush. Blend it down with translucent powder. By highlighting the top of your Cupid's bow, what you do is you actually enhance the natural shape of your upper lip. Lip liner is great to even out the lips, but as soon as it looks obvious, it ages the face. Let's finish with this ever so slightly shimmery raspberry gloss. That's it. Now, Deborah, when you came in this morning, this is what you look like. And this is you now. What do you think?
It's a transformation. I think it's fantastic.
Do you think this is something you can keep up every day?
Certainly not every day. I can certainly take a lot of what you've given me, but I'd like to try and recreate this for a night out, definitely. I
Great.
think it's fantastic. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you came to join us on Mummy Makeover.
Thank you.
So, Catherine, what did you think of Deborah's glamorous new look?
Yeah, I thought Deborah's hair looked incredible, didn't it? I thought the idea of all-over colour looked fantastic, and I think we've been seeing a move towards that in terms of fashion. All-over colour seems to look more modern, and obviously on dark hair it really shines. So it looked amazing, and it kind of brought her whole haircut together.
I think that all-over colour now is better than it used to be. We used to get this very solid block of colour,
Yeah,
but colours are
looked
so
unreal.
good, exactly,
Yeah.
now that you get this kind of, you know, slightly shiny, glossy version of a sheer colour.
And also colourists can use techniques where they actually add in highlights as well as having the all-over colour, so it looks really real. Also, Deborah, I thought, really suited makeup. I thought it really went with her new, stronger hair colour, so she looked fantastic.
Thank you for joining us, Catherine.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time.